Good day, folks. Welcome back to another time video. Here we're going to tie up the X-Caddis. Simple little caddis pattern that can be used on still waters or on rivers and streams. So we'll go ahead and get started. Got a size 12 curved nymph hook in the vise. And I'm just going to start my thread a little ways back of the hook eye there. And so you can use a bunch of different materials for this next step. Zevon or, but I kind of like these little body quills from Vivas. Don't take on a lot of water and make for a pretty cool little trailing shuck. So I'm just going to take a strand and just fold it a couple times. Try to get it tied in right on top if I can. And just run up a little bit and then just fold that back over. And just come back into the bend there a little bit. And then I'll just trim that about like so. That's going to act as our little trailing shuck. So now I've got some, this is just super fine dubbing, dry fly dubbing, but feel free to use whatever you like. So I'm going to do a olive color here, obviously with the olive body quill tail and just this olive super fine dub. I'm just going to build kind of a tapered noodle here and just dub a body that's going to taper forward a little bit for me here. Just try to use a little bit of dubbing at a time. I'm just going to go back just a little bit here. Getting a decent taper going here. And we'll just work our way up to about the 3/4 point or so. Probably get away with a little further than this. There we go. Just going to kind of lay a little bit of a thread base there. I'm actually going to creep up a little bit further with my dubbing as well. Don't need a ton of room up here at the head, but just enough to wrap our wing. That looks better. Okay, so after this, you can use elk hair, you can use deer hair. I'm going to use just a little clump of deer hair. So I'm just going to trim that off the hide. And kind of looking for a clump about the size of about half the size of a pencil maybe. It's a size 12 hook, so that should work for this hook. So I just trim that deer hair, and I'm just going to give it a bit of a stack, and then pull out those tips. Try to keep everything as aligned as I can, and then I just want that wing to extend basically to the kind of where the dubbing starts. So just measure that, come in here with my thread and just hold everything on top. I'm going to try to pull down on that as best I can, and you can kind of work your way through that if you like. Some good tight wraps. Try not to trap anything. There we go. Now we can pull all this up, come underneath and just get a few wraps in here, like so. Just separate that out. It's looking okay there. I'd just like to take a teeny bit more of this dubbing, just enough to kind of cover my thread. See, that noodle's pretty thin. And then I'll just come over once or twice, and just in front, like so. And then you can come in front, pull this stuff out of the way, and just throw 4 or 5 turns of the lip finish in there. Trim this out. So you basically just kind of covered up your thread work underneath. And I'm going to try to pull all of these fibers together best I can. Come in here, just nip that head off at a bit of an angle. Come in and just clean that up. If you've got hair too far down the side, you can get in there and nip that out, but it's not a bad thing for profile of this thing. And there we have it. Get rid of the stragglers there. So that's about all there is to it. Pretty easy pattern, but definitely one that will catch you some fish, so it's worth a try. But that's all there is to the X-Caddis. Thanks very much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. And until the next one, cheers and tight lines.